Hello and welcome to another video in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. This time I'm on PC rather than my Xbox like I was for the last video. And the reason for that is I'm taking a look at a bit of software, which if I quickly drag over. So I've watched a few videos now on a bit of software called SayIntentions.AI, which as you can see I've got, well, it's actually the trial version. And I'm really tempted. I've watched a load of videos and it looks really cool. It's basically, I'm probably going to sell it short here, but from what I've seen, it looks like it's an AI ATC with proper ability to, use your voice to speak to it and communicate with it. It almost understands you. It talks back. Um, it looks really good. And there's loads of other things you can have, like AI cabin crew, mentors, co-pilots, tour guides. I've even watched a video today that looks like they've just released an update where you can control your ground stuff, like getting your tug to come and do your pushback and get the jetways to come and connect to the aircraft. Anyway, looks really good. I activated the 24-hour trial yesterday, and halfway through my flight, my headset packed in. So I've been waiting on a new headset arriving, which is here now. So I'm hoping to get a quick flight in and see whether I think it's worth sticking down some money for a subscription, because it's a subscription based service. Um, and I'm coming at it from the point of view of somebody who I've never done ATC or used my voice to communicate before. So this is probably going to be horrific in terms of me being nervous, not saying the right things, not using the right phraseology, not making the right calls. So it'll be an interesting test. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that are similar. People out there who've never used VATSIM don't know how to talk to ATC, really. And this could be a really good tool to help people who are a bit nervous about that. Maybe get a bit of experience in. But first off, we've got to see how does SayIntentions AI handle a newbie pilot like me. I have got it set on because you can select different levels. So I basically said I'm a beginner pilot. Um, so we will see how we go. So anyway, with that out of the way, let's get started. So I thought for this flight, again, this could be a mistake because I know it handles VFR, but most people I've seen have done IFR flights in things like Airbuses. But we'll see how it handles a little Cessna 172. A little flight from Teesside International, which is my local airport, to Newcastle Airport. So we'll just get that off. We will take toe cover off. Let's get the chocks off. Okay, that should be that side of it done. Let's get in the aircraft. And what we need to do very quickly, so again, it does integrate with SimBrief, does SayIntentions. So I do have a flight plan that I have set up in SimBrief. So what I need to do is, because I'm flying the 172, I need to go in on here. We need to quickly set up a quick flight plan, send it to the avionics, which I think works in the Cessna 172. So before I do anything else, I want to make that large, that horizontal. And if we go to a flight planner, right, so my SimBrief plan has an initial altitude of 4,000. So we will set that to, excuse me, 4040, well, 40. We are departing from EGNB and we are taking off runway 23. That's correct as per the flight plan. So we'll add a departure. We'll do VFR, and yeah, that looks good to me. So we're going to EGNT. Runway 25, that's also correct. Via ILS yet, change procedure. So we should get, now, do need to add in a couple of waypoints to keep it like my sim brief plan. So if we add waypoint ETCs, add that in. Yeah, so we've got ETCs, then it's then NTSO2. Add waypoint NTSO2. Add that in. That's looking good. We've then got UPMOP. So add waypoint UPMOP. Up mop. Add that in. And that's the flight plan pretty much done. So I believe if we say, now I don't know if they need to be turned on, but we'll find out, I guess. We'll send route to avionics. Wait for that to, yeah, so that's done. So that should be that part of it done. We just need to do a quick and dirty startup on the aircraft. So let's get the battery on, alternator on, avionics +1 on. Let's get the yoke toggled off so we can do this. Let's get the mixture full, throttle full. We'll put the nav on to let people know it's going to be starting. We'll put the fuel pump on. Couple of seconds, fuel pump off. Crank that back down a bit. And let's fire her up. I think I'm done. Let's get the fuel tanks to both. So good start on the engine. So we will get avionics +2 on. We will get that on. And if we look at our flight plan, what I'm hoping, yes. So it's put in that flight plan for us. Brilliant. That's excellent. So, I know we wouldn't normally do this now, but we'll just get the lights on so I don't forget. Let's just whack all the lights on, get the pitot heat on. A bit worried about how windy it is at Teesside at the minute. So, in fact, speaking of weather, that will be the first thing we'll do. So, from watching videos, I understand it actually has its own ATC system built in. So let me just get that over there. So we can tune radios. I mean, we could manually tune the comm frequencies on the headset here, on the radio stack there within the game, or you can just click on them within SayIntentions. So for this first one, we will click on ATIS.
ND280 at 11. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature 3. Dew point -1. QNH 09 or 85. Density altitude -400 feet. Transition level 75. Arriving and departing runway 23. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if basic information service is requested. Read back all runway and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information echo.
Okay, so I got the information I need. So basically, we've got a QNH of 0983, which is no good for this because it does it in the other thing. And that altitude is way wrong for Teesside Airport. So I need to quickly convert 0983 hectopascals, 0983, convert that into inches of mercury. That gets us 2902. So if we set the barometer to 2902, it's normally about 120, 130 feet above sea level. So what did we say? 2902. 292. That seems a bit low. There could be discrepancy between 29. Just double check I have read SayIntentions correctly. Let's swap that back over a minute.
Information echo. Teesside International Airport. Information echo.
0985.
1920 Zulu. Wind 280 at 11. Visibility 10. Sky conditions.
So 2985. Shows you how easy it must be to make mistakes. I really do respect anybody who flies for real, because I don't think I could do it. So 29.08 we want to be on. 2908. That's more like it. There we go. Okay. Now this is where I'm getting nervous, and I don't know why, because I know it's not a real person that I'm going to be talking to. So again, apologies up front. I'm probably going to be quite slow on my radio calls, slow to respond. I'll be taking all this information in. Like I say, I've never really done this before. So anyway, we'll give it a try. We'll see how we go. So let me get I'll move this over to my other screen. I know that means you can't see it, but I'll keep it over there. So it's information echo, winds 280 at 11 knots. I've got the QNH in at 0985. And so I think the first thing we need to do, I've got a little checklist that I've got found online, and it says you call clearance. Now, Teesside, again, to show you, you get all the towers. There isn't a clearance for Teesside International. It's only a small, tiny regional airport. Well, it's an international airport, but it's a small one. Anyway, so I believe it's Tower. I think we do it all through Tower on 119805. So I'll switch over to Tower, and I believe I'd give them my call sign. Oh, that's a good point. What is my call sign? 1 second. Let me just go into options, make sure I'm not showing anything personal. So I'm not there. Okay, so I'm Skyhawk Sierra 123. Okay, that. Right, Skyhawk Sierra 123. So okay, so let's tune to Tower and give this a try. So I've got a key bound to push to talk. So here we go. Teesside Tower. This is Skyhawk Sierra 123, ready for IFR clearance with information echo to Newcastle Airport.
Skyhawk Sierra 123, Teesside Tower. Information echo is current. Cleared to Newcastle. After departure, fly radar vectors to ETSES, then as filed. Departure runway 23. Initial climb 4000. Departure on 118.855 squawk 2451.
Cleared to Newcastle. After departure, fly radar vectors to ETSES, then as filed. Departure runway 23. Initial climb 4000. Departure on 118.855 squawk 2451 for Skyhawk 123.
Skyhawk 123. Read back. Correct.
Wow. Okay. That's cool. So again, so I think I need to put in this 2451 code in on here. 2415. It's that code 2415, and I think we need to turn it on and hit ident. And if I bring SimBrief back up, it should turn from red. I've got it. See, I've got it wrong again. It's 2451. See how it's still in red in SayIntentions, so that's good. So 2451. So how do I change the code then?
Skyhawk 9001, Bravo, enter right base, runway 22. Right base, runway 22, Skyhawk 9001, Bravo.
It's 2451. So that up 245. There we go, and it's just turned over to green. So that's good. So that's the other thing. I mean, I've seen this in other people's videos. You hear other ATC calls from the AI to real players, but you also hear, the calls from real players over the airwaves. It's seems to add a real sense of immersion. So, okay, so we've got our clearance. So let's see. So they said we're cleared for Newcastle departure. Fly vectors to Etsy's, then as filed. So we're going off on runway 23, 4000, and we've got a departure frequency for when we're up in the air and a squawk code that we've punched in. So the next step, I believe, is we would, well, in a big jet, you'll call for engine start and pushback. Obviously, I've already started the engine. Anyway, we don't need a pushback. So next is you call ground for taxi clearance. We don't have a ground, so again, I guess it's tower. So Teesside Tower, Skyhawk Sierra 123, ready for taxi clearance.
Skyhawk 123, taxi to runway 23 via Alpha.
Taxi to runway 23 via Alpha for Skyhawk 123. Okay. So we'll just move that off the screen so I can see. I believe that there is runway Alpha, and if you're ever unsure, so if we go into the flight planner, the electronic flight bag, into the charts, the EGNV, into airports, for ground chart, I would think. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, so if we zoom in, so I'm here, and this, yeah, so this is Alpha. So I basically want to just follow that around onto the straight onto runway 23. Okay, let's just go back and close that. Let's just make sure I'm understanding which way I'm facing correctly. Yes, that is. So okay, I know where I'm going, he says, famous last words. So we've got all the lights on. We've got the pitot heat on. Let's turn off the park and brake. So I think we're good to go. We've got our taxi clearance. They've said we can taxi, and they told us, yep, taxi to runway. So obviously, I think the stage after that is you hold short and tell them you're holding short and request your takeoff clearance. Okay, the flight sim does have a habit of spawning in these massive aircraft, which, I mean, they do kind of fit, but I'm not sure you get stuff like that parked there at Teesside. But there you go. Let's see. I don't know how much we're going to see on this flight.
Beechcraft 90001 Bravo, cleared to land runway 12, caution with turbulence from the departing jet. Cleared to land runway 12, Beechcraft 90001 Bravo.
Oh, I'm getting in trouble for taxiing too fast. Right, so I'm presuming this is the hold short for the runway here. I'm hoping so. I don't often fly at night. Stop. Oh, only just stopped in time. Right, so we've stopped, so we need to call tower and tell them that we're holding short of the runway, we're ready to depart. So let's do that. Right. Teesside Tower, Skyhawk Sierra 123 is holding short runway 23, ready for departure.
Skyhawk 123, runway 23, winds 280 at 11, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 23, Skyhawk 123. Right, I think we can take off. Let me do that, get the parking brakes off. So, bit of juice. We'll get the flaps down a notch. I am slightly concerned about the wind being 11 knots in this little Cessna. I am flying with the Xbox pad still. I keep meaning to set up my proper flight yoke and throttle quadrant and all that. But fingers crossed it'll do the job. So let's see. Let's get lined up. What's he saying? I don't know how to clear or stop these co-pilot messages. It really is annoying, but there you go. So what I will do before we take off, let's get the heading bug set straight ahead, or on 23, which is the runway heading. Let's do, so we know we're going to, I probably should have done this before take off, to be fair. 4,000. We're going to go with a flight level change on 74 knots. Flight level change. We're going to fly in header mode. So we're just getting the autopilot prepped and ready to go. And I needed to contact departure while I'm up. I don't know if they actually tell me again, but I'm going to make a note of this frequency, 118855. In fact, what I will do, let's get it in here while I've got it on the screen. So I will get the standby frequency set to 118. Again, I should have done all of this before I got onto the actual runway, and I want 118.855. 118.855. Right, so that's ready to just swap over. Okay. Let's give it full beams. Let's go.
Skyhawk 90001 Bravo, hold at taxiway Alpha traffic on final.
Holding at taxiway Alpha, Skyhawk 90001 Bravo.
Bulldog Uniform Lima, request vectors.
Bulldog Bravo Uniform Lima, pass your message.
Bulldog Uniform Lima, request ILS, runway 23.
Right. So this is where my lack of experience. So they said contact departure on that frequency. Does that mean they're not going to radio me anymore? I basically just, once I've got this initial phase of the takeoff done, it's up to me to dial that frequency and basically tell them. I'm guessing it is.
Skyhawk 123, contact departure on 118.855.
Contact departure on 118.855 for Skyhawk 123. Okay, there we go. Whether that's them helping me out because I'm a student pilot in the settings, I don't know. So let's get the autopilot on. Let that handle things for us. Let's just knock the throttle down a little bit. So we're on heading, autopilot's engaged. Right, so we can now, so what do we do though? So we are contacting departure, and we give them our call sign, our altitude, and what we're climbing to. So let's swap the frequency. Teesside departure. This is Skyhawk Sierra 123, passing 1,800 for 4,000.
Skyhawk Sierra 123. Newcastle departure identified. Turn right heading 335, vectors to ETCS, then own navigation.
Turn right heading 335, vectors to ETCS, then own navigation. Skyhawk Sierra 123. Okay, so we need to be changing our heading to 335. 335, and so I know they've told us that, and they'll try and digest what. So
Skyhawk 123, climb 4,000.
you know, I missed if that was for me. I heard Skyhawk, but I didn't hear the number. I know I am flying to 4,000 next year's. I think I'm getting that information overload that I sometimes have heard about pilots getting. Just in case that was it?
Skyhawk 123, contact London Control on 133.6.
Well, that was definitely for me. 133. Contact London Control for Skyhawk 123 on 133.6. Got that the wrong way around. So 133.6. 133.6. Bring that down. Decimal 6. We go, swap that. So that's London Control we're contacted. So I guess we told them the same thing. London Control, this is Skyhawk Sierra 123 at 3,700, climbing for 4,000.
Skyhawk Sierra 123, London Control identified. Good evening, Darlington, Durham QNH 9086.
Okay, so I think I don't need to do anything. I don't talk back to them. That's them saying they've got me. Yeah, the only thing I need to do, the QNH has changed up by a number apparently, so we will just quickly reconvert that. So that is 2911. So on here, barometric pressure 2911, and I'm going far too fast now that we've hit. Yeah, we'll speed down a bit. I did put the flaps up, yeah. It's given me a new appreciation of people who can do this for real. It's a real feeling of almost information overload. Very, very impressed so far with it, though. I must say. Just keep an eye on those RPMs so they don't drop. So we've leveled out 4,000 feet. They've given us a heading of 355, which kind of, I guess, tracks with getting us to Etsy's. Did they say? So what I'm going to do, I'll bring it up so you can see it as well. Did they say we could do our own navigation? What was it they said again? Vectors to Etsy's, then own navigation. So no, so we're not at Etsy's yet. Again, this is me maybe it's not understanding the phraseology. So what does vectors to mean? I'm guessing this means I fly the headings that ATC give me. I'm guessing. We'll see. I mean, 355 is roughly the right. I mean, there's Etsy's coming in on the flight plan there, which means we're probably about 10 miles out from it. I do think it's showing a bearing of 320, so we're a bit off course, but so this is the bit that would confuse me. You know, should I, if this was real, should I be sticking on this 335 vector? Would I be requesting a new vector from ATC? Maybe. I don't know. For now, we'll just we'll see if anybody rings us up on the old radio. Just make sure, yeah. So move that off, and we'll just see. There's Stockton on Tees, Hartlepool, Fishburn Airfield. And that will be good old Darlington, where I live. So let's get back inside. So, lights. Let's talk about lights. We didn't sort them out beforehand. We don't need taxi light on, do we? So we're going at a decent RPM. We can maybe go a bit quicker. It's not like we own it. Let's crank it up to about 2,300 RPM. And let's have a look. Oh, I forgot we have a the co-pilot sat there. So what I've done in the
November 245, Mike Charlie, climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Climbing to 10,000 feet, November 245, Mike Charlie.
yeah, so in the options,
Bulldog Alpha Foxtrot Bravo Uniform Lima Scottish Control. Pass your message.
Bulldog Uniform Lima, en route VFR to the east.
it's cool hearing all those other voices.
Uniform Lima, with you at 4,200, request a flight following.
Skyhawk Sierra 123, London Control, expect the ETC 1 Kilo arrival. In about 20 minutes I'll start your descent. Just say the word if you'd like to start down earlier.
Oh, right, okay. So he's saying, expect, right, okay. I need to tell him, right. Expect the ETC 1K arrival in about 20 minutes. I'll start the descent, and I'll let you know if I want to start to descend earlier. Skyhawk 123.
Skyhawk Sierra 123, London Control, contact Newcastle approach on 124.38.
Right, okay, so they're handing me off to Newcastle approach. Contact Newcastle approach on 124.38 for Skyhawk 123. Okay, so 12438. 124, where? 124. I think I'm going the long way there. 38. 12438. 12438. So there we go. So God, what do we do again? I'm having a brain melt. So this is Newcastle approach. Okay. So what we're supposed to do is okay, Newcastle approach. This is Skyhawk Sierra 123, flying to Newcastle Airport, currently at 4,000 feet.
Skyhawk Sierra 123, Newcastle approach identified. Good evening, Sedgefield QNH 9085. Expect the ILS runway 25 approach into Newcastle.
Expect the ILS runway 25 approach into Newcastle for Skyhawk 123. Okay. So before that, did he say... I'm just not sure if I was supposed to have resumed my own navigation by this point. That's the bit that's worrying me. Because we've kind of gone... kind of almost up alongside ETC's, but a bit past it. He then started about talking about ETC 1K. So I look at my flight plan. So this could be a discrepancy between what I've programmed in. So SimBrief did have an ETC 1K, but I don't think I programmed it in. They did say own navigation. So what I'm
FedEx 1296, cleared visual approach, runway tree 6 right, maintain 170.
Cleared visual, runway tree 6 right, maintaining 170, FedEx 1296.
I was almost tempted to change, but at this point, I mean, we might as well stick with it, because we're going to kind of intercept it there anyway. So let's just have a look at this. So that doesn't look right, that plan there to me. I think that's obviously a flight sim problem, or pilot not programming it right problem, but that doesn't appear to be joined up to me. I think we will stay on the course we're on and see if we get any more directions. We are basically heading What they might do is just tell us to go direct to one of the waypoints. We shall see. So let's have a look outside, see what we can see on this lovely windy evening. Most of the air. Trying to see if that's snow on the ground. I don't know if it's snow or just fields that look that colour at night. Peterlee Airfield. So I suspect that could be the bright lights of Sunderland, Newcastle, Gateshead, one of them up ahead of us, probably Sunderland, I'm guessing, at Lumley Castle. All of it, suck me coffee. See, this could very well be me making a mistake. There could be, you know, something I'm not doing right now as a pilot. Maybe I'm supposed to be getting on the radio to them, you know, requesting vectors for a next waypoint or confirming it. You know, like I say, this is really my first flight using this kind of ATC system. So we shall see. Let's see if it manages to get us down in one piece on the ground.
Southwest 521, contact tower 118.3. Switching to 118.3, Southwest 521. Right, heading 350, Echo Charlie. 005 and we'll report established.
Echo Charlie, turn right, heading 030.
Oh, so that's the other thing. I don't have much faith in the electronic flight bag flight planner or the avionics within the sim. So I'm not talking SayIntentions here. That seems to be working great. But what I want to check is that we've got the right frequencies for the ILS. So if we open up the flight bag, so that's where it came from. So we want Newcastle and charts and approaches. We are going to be ILS 25. So we'll look at the chart, see what it. Oh, and it is 111.5. And we want to be at 2,000 feet. So that's the other thing, is we need to be thinking about a descent soon. And nobody's told us to do anything about descending yet, but that's okay. We'll check one thing at a time. So let's make sure we've got 111.5 in on the nav unit. So it's in the standby 111.5. Okay. So we just need to remember to switch over. In fact, we might as well just do that now. No harm in doing that. So we know we've got it done. Okay. So that's picked up that. So we're past Etsy's and they said resume own navigation. So I'm tempted to, so what I would have done would be put nav mode on. Yeah. And at some point we're going to intercept that, and then I guess we shall see what happens. So it's a Bantech Europe.
British Airways 228, maintain 300 knots, climb and maintain flight level 380. 300 knots, climbing to flight level 380, British Airways 228.
Skyhawk 123, descend altitude 3000, turn right, heading 020 vectors for the ILS runway 25 approach, QNH 9085.
Oh god, that's a lot of information. Right, let me read that back to him first. Descend to 3,000 feet, turn right heading 020, vectors for the ILS runway 25, approach, QNH 985 for Skyhawk 123. God, I hope I said that right. Right, so first things first, let's get the descent in. So we want to come down 3,000 feet, we will go vertical speed, down, 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 and we need to back up on the power a bit so we don't start going too fast. Let's get down to about, a bit too much, let's get down to about that. Turn right heading 020, heading 020 would be 20 degrees. Yeah. QNH 985, was that the same as our last check? No, so it's gone down back to 985 again. So that is 29.08. 29.08 on the old barometric pressure. Okay, I think we're good. Okay. So he set vectors, so they're going to give me vectors. So I probably don't want to be flying, because if that picks up the GPS thing, it's going to start changing my heading. So I'm going to do what ATC is telling me to do. Famous last words. So we're nearly at 3,000 feet, so we probably want to think about pushing a bit more throttle back in. We also probably want to just a bit more in on the mixture. Okay. So it's taking us out to sea at the minute. kind of Whitley Bay-ish area, is it? Is it Whitley Bay? Or are we past Whitley Bay?
Skyhawk 123, turn left heading 350.
Oh god, right, okay. Turn left heading 350 for Skyhawk 123. Left heading 350, so 350, 350, yeah. Oh, heading. Somehow
Air Canada 763, reduce speed to 200 knots, contact tower on 118.7.
Slowing to 200 knots, switching to 118.7, Air Canada 763.
So
Climate maintain flight level 210, Ryanair 96.
I'm going to change over to
Skyhawk 123,
localizer.
proceed direct CF25, descend altitude 2000 until established on the localizer, cleared for the ILS runway 25 approach.
Proceed direct CF25, descend to 2000 until established on the localizer, cleared for the ILS runway 25 approach for Skyhawk Sierra 123. What's that mean? Proceed direct to CF. So I think in flight plan, flight plan, I need to click on it. There we go. And then on here, is there a CF25? CF25. I don't have a C. What's CF25? CF25. CF25. What if we do? Let's click out the flight plan. If we just do direct to, is it something in there? Do we? Can we do CF? CF25. Well, there's a thing. Distance 6. No, that can't be right. I must not be understanding something quite right here. So, let's just clear that. I forget the direct to. So we're there. We are currently right. Let's try. So what did he say? Proceed direct CF25. Descend to 2000. Oh god, right. So that's the main. Right, we haven't done that. 2000 vertical speed down, 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 down. Let's cut that a bit. And while we try and figure this out. I mean, I think we're pretty much okay. We probably, he said we're cleared to approach the runway in ILS 25, which I know it is, so we're heading up kind of here, so we probably just need to swing round and capture the ILS. Oh, it's kind of telling us that there. Let's see how this goes. Don't ever quite need to be going quite that slow. Right, so I've switched over to the localizer. We've got the ILS frequency programmed in. We are in heading mode. So when that kind of reaches there, I just need to swing around to that. So that's the only bit that's confused me so far. SayIntentions has done excellent, and it could be it's more me not understanding something, but I don't know what this CF25 is. Let's say
Gulfstream 9er Hotel Lima, maintain present speed, Super H380 behind you.
Maintaining speed, 9er Hotel Lima.
Cirrus Golf Romeo Oscar Golf Echo Newcastle approach, squawk 1151 and ident.
Squawk 1151 and ident, Cirrus Golf Golf Echo.
Cirrus Golf Echo identified. 9 miles southeast of Newcastle Aerodrome at 4,400 feet. Newcastle, QNH 1012.
So I'm down to me 2,000 feet. Let's get a bit of power back on so we don't drop out the sky. So I need to be ready to get this, swing it round when that moves down. Just while we're waiting on that happening, let's just zoom in a bit on this. It could be like one of these little, I don't even know what they are. I mean, maybe it's like a different type of, maybe it's not a waypoint, but maybe it's a VOR or what's some other things called, NDBs, whatever they are. There's maybe one called CF25 that if I knew what I was doing with this, I could go direct to, but hey ho. What's these triangles here? Interesting. Right. I'm not going to worry about it. They're not shouting at me, so I'm happy with that. I'm sure they'd tell me off if I was doing it wrong. So I'm wondering, so what range are we on there? So that's 10 miles. So let's just zoom that in a bit. Zoom in a bit more. There we go. So that's 5 miles. So that means we're probably about 4 miles away still. So let's just double check here. Descend to 2000, we've done that. We're supposed to be going direct to CF25 until established on the localizer. I wasn't really sure how to do that, but I think we're kind of in the right ballpark. And we're cleared for the ILS runway 25 approach. So I don't think that's actual landing clearance yet. So how are we doing? We're down 2000. Let's get the mixture full. Tell you what we're gonna do is, so we've got all the lights on anyway. Yeah.
American 1555, contact approach 125.8. Contacting approach 125.8. American 1555.
So that's the Newcastle Airport.
437 Diamond 32 Juliet.
And we are about...
Departure, Skyway 603, flight level 31, climbing 5000.
Skyway 603, Newcastle departure identified. Climb via the city.
It's really weird hearing other people like flying using SayIntentions, you know, flying into out of Newcastle or the region, or very, very cool. Right, need to be paying attention here because, so what I don't know, if I, be an interesting test, so if I activate approach mode now, right, so would that swing round by itself? Let's see. Just curious if it'll capture the localizer and bring me swing me around left hand, do a left hand turn onto the localizer. It is, you know, look at that. So we've captured the localizer, round we go. I like that.
Skyhawk 123, contact Newcastle Tower on 119.705.
Contact Newcastle Tower on 119.705 for Skyhawk 123. Right, 119.705. 119.705. That's 119.705. So this is Newcastle Tower. So this is where we give our call sign and tell them that we're approaching ILS 25. Yeah. Okay, so let's swap that. So this is Newcastle Tower. Newcastle Tower, Skyhawk Sierra 123 on ILS approach to runway 25.
Skyhawk Sierra 123, Newcastle Tower, winds 285 at 13, runway 25, cleared to land.
Clear to land, Skyhawk 123. So, we've got our clearance to land. I'm a bit worried why... Is that the wind? They said the wind was at 13 knots at 2, blowing from 285. So it's coming from that direction. It's going to be blowing us. Yeah, so my planes haven't turned into it. So, oh, this is going to be fun landing this. You watch me crash this thing right at the end. Yeah, so there is the airport. There's our glide slope.
422 Alpha Mike, extend downwind spacing for arriving traffic.
Extending downwind Skylane 422 Alpha Mike.
Contact departure for LK.
Echo X-Ray Sierra 3 Yankee Tango Newcastle Tower, welcome to Newcastle. Contact ground on 121.73.
Ground on 121.73 for Yankee Tango.
I am not looking forward to this landing. In winds like this, you need to have very good rudder control, and with an Xbox pad, the triggers are not good for rudder control. So, anyway, let's see what happens. But the one thing I can't fault is SayIntentions. They got me here. You know, I'm on the or should very shortly be capturing the ILS. So in fact, let's start powering down a bit now. We need to start thinking about getting some flaps out and whatnot. Power down that much. Just make sure we capture the glide slope. We have captured the glide slope. Look at the angle. Because oh god, I don't know how I'm going to land this. Oh dear. Right. Get a notch of flaps down. We've got our landing clearance. I hope they've got the emergency vehicles ready to roll when I pancake this thing into the tarmac. So watch my speed here. Oh, this has got me nervous. Right, another notch of flaps down. Sorry, I'm concentrating very hard because I am just so
Diamond
rude.
Tree 71 Bravo, Charlie cleared to land runway 27, caution birds on final. Cleared to land runway 27, Diamond Tree 71 Bravo, Charlie.
We did put the mixture in. I don't have to worry about getting landing gear down because it doesn't have any to put down. Just got to worry about keeping my speed up so I don't fall out the sky. And I think we've only got one more notch of flaps to go. Look at that! Look at that crab angle! Dear Lord! Okay. Last notch flaps down. Gee whiz. I'm going to let the autopilot get us as close as possible before I turn it off. Oh my goodness. Why am I going so slow? Again, this must be like something to do with the weather. I like to be about 65 just as I hit the edge of the runway and power it down and just, well, usually let it glide down, but I just don't know what's going to happen in these conditions. I'm hoping the lower to the ground we get, maybe the winds won't be as bad. Maybe. So the wind's coming from 280, which is kind of this way, so when I land, it's going to be trying to blow me off just slightly. I mean, I'm only, what, 50, 60, 70, yeah, it's only 30 degrees, so it might not be that bad. Let's power down a bit now. So I think this is where it's going to get dicey. Turn the autopilot off. Dear Lord. Try and do a bit of rudder. Rudder control is... Oh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wind's trying to tip me up. I'm really having to push the ailerons over. Dear Lord.
Warrior Tree 71 Bravo, Charlie cleared for takeoff, runway 27. Cleared for takeoff, runway 27, Warrior Tree 71 Bravo, Charlie.
That wind definitely tried to kill me. I cannot believe we got down in one piece and survived that. Dear Lord. Really had to push, so I was having to use not only the rudder, but really push the ailerons over.
Skyhawk 123, contact ground on 121.73.
Oh, I think. Contact ground on 121.73 for Skyhawk 123. Okay, let's did we put the full flaps up? We did, so we're going to turn off here. Let's get a bit more revs back on. Still recovering from that landing. Dear Lord. Right. So we have cleared there. So let's just put the park and brake on and contact ground on 12173. So 12173. 121.73. Let's swap over. And we are saying call sign that we're on taxi location. Ooh, I don't know what taxi location I'm on. Hang on. So I've landed. I think this is the General Aviation Park Bay. Yeah, so this is we've landed on runway 25 and we took the first left-hand turn. So I quickly bring the flight bag up, and if we go back to charts and airports, EGNT, ground chart. So we've come in on runway 25. Hang on, no, yeah, runway 25. We've landed and we took the first runway, so we are on Golf. I'm sure that's a General Aviation parking there, but you sometimes get assigned there, but we'll see. So we are on Golf. So let's see what they say. So did we swap the frequency over? 1 second. 119705. 12173. We did, yeah. Teesside ground. This is Skyhawk Sierra 123 on taxiway Golf. Looking for general aviation parking, please. Should have said taxi 2.
Skyhawk Sierra 123, Newcastle ground. Taxi to GA apron via Golf. Echo Foxtrot. Good day.
Okay. Taxi to Golf Alpha apron, General Aviation apron via Golf Echo Foxtrot for Skyhawk Sierra 123. Got that really messed up. I don't know whether this is going to work. Let's see what happens here. Newcastle ground. Could I get a progressive taxi? Skyhawk 123.
Skyhawk 123, progressive taxi approved. Follow the taxi path lights to Terminal 3 via Golf Echo Foxtrot, cross runway 07, then Bravo Alpha. Good day.
Learjet Tree Lima Juliet, hold short of taxiway Mike, waiting for traffic to clear.
Holding short of taxiway Mike, Learjet Tree Lima Juliet.
Globe span 10 tree pushback and start approved from stand 10. Contact tower on 119.705 when ready for departure.
Cleared to push the start from stand 10, contact tower on 119.705 when ready for departure. Globe span 103.
Golf Echo Foxtrot. Golf Echo Foxtrot. So I'm on Golf, so Golf. Oh, Echo. There's Foxtrot. Can you Golf Echo? Does it want me to come down there? Golf Echo Foxtrot. Cross runway 7, then Bravo, then Alpha. Okay, I'm not sure I'm understanding that fully right, but let's see what happens. So I think we're going down there. Not not sure you're supposed to cut across here like this, but right. Oh no, that's definitely not right, is it? That's definitely not right. I've done that. Let's have a look down here. So this is me just being a stupid pilot. I'm obviously misunderstanding. I'm practically off. I'll be off onto the A1 at this rate. Yeah, no, that's... So they told us to cross runway 7. Right, so I know where they want us to go, onto Alpha, but I don't know whereabouts on Alpha. So... They said... Golf? What we're going to do is... Make sure nothing's coming in. I know... Probably should have held short and request permission to cross there. So we're gonna go down here. Ah, yeah, that's right. I turned the thing off. So this would make sense. So I asked for the progressive taxi, which I guess that's that ribbon that you get. So okay. Oh, that's not big. I thought I had another plane coming in to land there. Right, okay. I think I know what I'm doing now.
Falcon 762 Foxtrot Romeo, hold short of runway 12 traffic on final.
Holding short of runway 12, Falcon 762 Foxtrot Romeo.
Speedbird 513 Newcastle ground taxi to parking at your discretion. Have a good day.
Newcastle ground, taxi to parking at my discretion. Have a good day. Speedbird 9615. Newcastle ground, Ryanair 963, stand 25, request a pushback down start.
So just while we get to this final taxi point, what do I make of SayIntentions.AI? I'm very impressed. Very impressed. Certainly impressed enough to, you know, I think my free trial probably runs out in a couple of hours, and I think I'll be going for a year subscription. I know I've got a lot of learning to do and improving to do in terms of, you know, learning to speak using the correct phraseology, as well as, you know, carrying on learning how to fly the planes. But absolutely, thoroughly impressed with it. It adds a lot to the immersion. You know, so-called hearing other pilots talking to, you know, the same place, you know, hearing other people's requests for Newcastle, you know, is, I don't know, again, it really adds to the immersion. Where's it got me going here? Oh, all the way over there. Right, okay. Okay. Let's just park it there. I don't think you normally do this, but I'm going to say thank you to them. Newcastle ground, this is Skyhawk Sierra 123. I've arrived at my taxi spot. Thank you for your help this evening.
Skyhawk 123, you're welcome. Have a great evening.
So there we go. Really enjoyed that. I know I've probably done a fair few things wrong there, been very slow on my radio calls, trying to process all of the various, you know, all of a sudden having to worry about actually saying things correctly, as well as taking the information that they give you in and then having to, you know, feed that into the aircraft when you're getting, you know, contact this frequency, we want you to descend to this altitude, turn to this heading, direct to this, do this. It's really given me a new level of respect for people who do this for real. But I am absolutely blown away with SayIntentions.AI. What a fantastic first full flight. Really, really impressed with it, and looking forward to subscribing to it and spending a lot more time with it. So, right, on that note, I will end the video there. Thanks to anyone who does watch. Bye-bye.